Jake Mosen, a 30-year-old financial consultant from Britain, has few complaints about life in Kuala Lumpur, with its tropical climate and other big plus points.
I've got a 1,600 square feet apartment, 3-bedroom. We have, as you see, a swimming pool. I've got 2 squash courts. I have a gymnasium, 24-hour security, and I pay around about £500 per month. Fuel price is a third of the price here than it is in the UK. Eating out is pretty cheap. I can still afford to save quite a lot of money.
2 recent international surveys ranked Kuala Lumpur as the cheapest city in Southeast Asia. The surveys looked at the cost of items including food, drink, rent, transport, domestic help and private schools, among others. Both surveys were designed to help companies calculate cost of living allowances and salaries for their expatriate staff and business travelers. But it's a very different reality for locals than for expats or high-end visitors. Consumer sentiment and spending has dipped since the introduction of a goods and services tax 2 years ago. Inflation is at an 8-year high and wages are not keeping up. The average income per person has actually dropped about 15% over the past 3 years to around $735 a month. Property prices in the capital have surged out of reach, even for experienced professionals with university degrees, like Muhammad Hatta, who earns around $1,200 a month.
For them, it's cheaper. But for me, for a local, it's really burden. For the last 2-3 years, the exploded of the living cost around 20 to 30%. It's quite tough, lah. I can say this is really tough for me now.
For expatriates, though, life here remains sweet.
I'm extremely happy here. I'm going to stay here for at least another five years, maybe 10.
But in the current economic climate, the average local here will still struggle to accept the notion that the Malaysian capital is a cheap place to live. Ryan Meltzer, CGTN, Kuala Lumpur.